Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon. Welcome to a scene from the world of darkness changeling venue. In today's scene, we have Sir Alexander Shaw on his way to see um, uh, Tribenton, being that after their last conversation about finding the ice worm, then their thought would be best, especially in light of what has happened, what he's recently found out has happened to Timmy, that he relay as much information as soon as possible. Um, so uh, we will start the scene with Xander knocking on Tribenton's office door.
The door will open slowly. As always, the room is very dark, lit by a single candle on the desk. Trepenton is smoking as always, kind of leaning back in his antique chair. Come in.
She will enter and gives it a second for his eyes to adjust to the really dim low light. You know, there was a man a little while ago that invented this thing called electricity. It changed the world.
Does he say that out loud?
Huh?
Does he say that out loud?
Yes, he does.
Of all the things that ruin this world, electricity would be one of them.
Mm. I could see how you would say that. I'm just glad you didn't say fire.
No. Electricity powers the banal things that are slowly destroying this world. Trebenton appears to be a bit more Slua than he has been lately. A little more nihilistic.
Xander has papers and rolled up maps and stuff in his hands. It is actually nice to see you again.
You too. Please have a seat.
He will shut the door and take a seat. Well, as you might have heard, um, the ice worm has been located.
I have.
Uh, if I may, as he will pull out a map of Governor's Island. Um, where do I begin? I am still in shock. Um, that Timothy is gone. Uh, having said that, we can rest assured that we have located where the dragon is, or at least has been. As he rolls out a map of Governor's Island, he's I believe he's taken up residence here, and it seems to be an old uh, mansion. I would assume it was the governors at some point.
Hmm. And where on this map were you drug out of the water naked?
He just like looks down at the parchment, at the map. He's like, yeah, about that. You have to understand that everything that happened was not anything that happened was not expected at all. Uh, I happened to run into Mulgrim here at the piers. Uh, we went as he's pointing at the map and showed you the course that they took getting to the island. Upon entering the island, it's a barren tundra begin to describe. At first glance, the ice appears to be the same as those have found in the freeholds. At first glance, it's similar, quite the same.
Okay.
Um, from there, we trekked up this sides of the hills this way, and he's pointing along the map line. Um, we came here to what seemed to us once a road or just a pathway. Um, we came across a signpost. Um, I have to tell you, that dragon knew we were there before we ever started into the mainland. The air is so deadly silent. Ew. Well, thank you for that picture. The air is so deadly silent that it. I knew it. It had to have heard us coming way before we would have ever seen it. There is an eerie intelligence about this creature. It was not anything that I would even have expected. I find that manipulating, I find it really hard to believe. In its first attack, it took everything from us. Everything that was uh, chimerical, our weapon in the first attack. We never even saw it.
Are you still there?
Yeah,
Okay.
when it chased us back towards,
You're
it
cutting in and out.
knew we were going. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. When it sure we were hit, it cut us off. The intelligence behind this thing's eyes was just amazing. It
I'm sorry, you're
how we're
still
going to
breaking up pretty
how
badly.
uh it's this stupid chat. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Ugh. I don't know how we're going to be able to put together any type of offense on this thing. To be
I'm sorry, you cut out again.
oh no, my sound scanner says it's going. Says okay. What was the last thing you heard?
I don't know how we're going to mount an offense.
Yeah. Um. The original plan. Well, especially with it's oh no. One side, and we're not side.
Should I say that again?
This at right now, it appears that it's going to be a one-sided fight, and I don't winning side.
Everything can be killed.
This is true, but I fear a lot of lives will be lost in the process.
So it appears it breathes banality and destroys things of the Tramian around it.
Yes, but that isn't the attack. To use that as so you have no choice, and then it goes in for the freeze or for the kill.
Did you get the impression that it was just playing with you?
Like I said, eyes. It's just amazing.
How much research has been done?
I have been going over everything that's happened due to her island. I have been derailed a little.
This thing has to come from somewhere.
See a path of destruction before it came to roost here. Something like this could not have gone unnoticed.
No, this is significant. This would have been spotted. Maybe if we learn in what manner it was created, we can learn how to destroy it.
Created.
Say that again.
He just repeated the.
Created. Yes, everything in the dreaming is created.
Hmm.
The dreaming is one big story. Every story has a beginning, a middle, and an end.
I guarantee you stories.
I'm sorry, if you're talking, I can't hear it. Maybe I'll try backing out and coming back in and see if that doesn't help.
You, I think it's more my on my end. So at this point, Xander is just staring at the map, trying to figure out what possibly could have, where this worm could have come from. Um, Slowly, he's reliving the hellish nightmare of what really happened on the island, and it's he's just staring down at the map as he puts one hand on his forehead as he leans over onto Tribenson's desk, just staring at the map. He's rubbing his forehead, just reliving the nightmare. um, you know, not too long ago, Kagoma sent some chemical spies into some hospitals. You remember how I stated that we were going to check them out to see if maybe the Dantain was using those areas because of the high banalities. Well,
Yes.
apparently the uh, chimerical spies that he sent, he cannot distinguish on whether or not they were destroyed because of or they destroyed them. He suggested maybe sending teams.
Teams.
Yeah, and because the first thing we thought was, we'd let Timmy check them out, but when the spies were destroyed, um, we realized that maybe sending one person in is not a very so maybe a couple of people um, with a very prompt to extra strategy, so to speak.
And what would be the goal?
Seeing if the Dantean really have taken up residence in these areas. I'm willing to believe that the two may be connected in some way.
Banality. Your hospitals, by their very nature, are banal.
Yes, but to destroy um, his chimeras like that, I mean, something took them out.
Maybe it is worth looking into these hospitals.
No, at worst, you know, we get to see inside of a, you know, I mean, but you never know. We have to start connecting those threads somewhere. And the only way we're going to do that is by trial and error at this point. Because facing this dragon head on, well, facing this is, I don't know, it's, Xander really seems at a loss for words at this point.
You seem really troubled.
I am. Um, no, I have not been changeling for long. In fact, my year and a day is nearly up. I've been through a lot of things in my life. There was even a time where I thought my father was going to kill me. But staring down that dragon made that pale in comparison. That that thing showed a level of cognizance and it was having fun. So let it let us go. Just to prove a point. You know, it did not have to run away when Rancor showed up.
Maybe it wants to spread fear.
Then it has succeeded. Yes, it has succeeded. However, it also has succeeded in pissing me the fuck off. You know, when a person stares down death and doesn't die, he gets an air of overconfidence, I would say. But that wasn't the case here. I want to see this thing dead.
Hmm.
But not at the cost of my friends' lives.
Oh, we need more information.
So, very much so. I will completely agree.
That is why the Marshal and I have
At
declared
least
an
now
hour
we
of
know.
limits.
Good. Well, at least we've found out at least one thing, that a direct assault on this thing would be futile.
I think that's been proven twice.
And he like clenches his fist. It should have only needed been proven once.
Well, mistakes were made.
I told Rancor what happened on that. He still went back with Timothy.
I've had a conversation with Rancor. There's an investigation on the incident underway. Are you there? He cut out.
No, he's there, but you could see he's he's seething underneath. He's trying his best to hold it in.
This has really crawled under your skin, hasn't it?
I thought by going there and finding out what we could, at least finding out the location, it would better prepare us. And after what happened, I am more than just upset at the fact that Rancor took Timothy there.
Has this become personal? Has this become personal?
Timmy was my friend. Say what you want about the guy, but he was my friend nonetheless. Rancor should have known better.
I agree. Judgment for his
I have
actions falls
lost
on
a
the
lot
court.
because of. Pardon?
Judgment for his actions fall on the court.
Yeah, I understand.
Of course, we all feel personally.
That was a horrible way to die. Without. As he straightens himself and gathers his composure. Well, I just wanted to do my due diligence here.
Understandable. If you wish to investigate the hospitals, you do so with caution.
Yes. I will. Um, yes, I need to. There's a lot of things I need to do with due caution these days. Um, but yes.
Start with you. I'm going to do a perception empathy to kind of read that.
Okay. Sure.
So we get a -2 on perception, so 4 successes. Is he not quite referring to the ice worm anymore?
Yeah, he's referring to the ice worm, but yeah, you can definitely tell that there's more than just this ice worm thing that's weighing heavily on his mind right now.
Okay. That statement seemed very loaded.
Let's just say this has been a busy, very busy 2 weeks for me. This ice worm is but one of several things that I must deal with.
I can tell. He kind of tilts his head, and the picture you see is a good representation of Tribenton's eyes against his pale skin. So those eyes just kind of really, really stare at you.
Well, being that fact that you're staring at him so intently, you do realize that um, there are some subtle changes to his features. Um, his ears are permanently uh, bear their marks of freezer burn, as do his hands. Frostbite.
Yeah. Gifts from the ice worm.
Yes, but it seems as though I was the lucky one.
So it seems.
Well, I have 2 houses to investigate now. So, by your leave,
By all means.
and with that, Xander will depart.
Say that again.
And with that, Xander will depart Tribenton's office.
Just as he's about ready to leave,
Um,
Tribeton will say, "Tell Kagoma I said hello." And there was almost like a
and he will stop.
question implied by that.
He will look over his shoulder and say, "If I ever see him again, I will." And he'll walk out.
Tribeton will just kind of stare at the
We
door.
will end this scene. Thank you for playing. Thank you for watching. Good evening and good night.